That's good enough. Okay, so yeah, my name is Dr. Josh Wakeman, and you see me hobbling a little bit, but after 8 weeks, I think I'm doing okay. Come up here to the podium, and what I want to do, thank you for the warm reception here, everyone, as well. And today, as far as I just wanted to close out with Lauren said, interesting fact that maybe some of you have heard, but a lot of you probably haven't. It was actually one of the, for an interesting fact, it was actually one of the very early test tube / artificially inseminated babies in the 70s. So I was an experiment, but I was the fastest to pull out of the test tube. So so that's something you probably don't know about a lot of people. But anyway, for those who haven't heard my story, here it is. I've only been in San Diego between 3 and 4 years now. And I came out here and I was starting a business just literally from scratch called Send Out Cards, which like Sharon mentioned, is a greeting card service where literally you can plug in your information, whether it be a list, pictures, and then literally there's 15,000 cards in there. You pick one out, you type in your message, throw your pictures in there, hit send, and literally the card gets printed out that night. It's in the mail the next day. So it's a very quick greeting card service. It's actually about as far as I'm going to go into Send Out Cards today. My story, like I said, 3.5 years ago, I came out here to San Diego. Didn't know anybody, just had to go out, start networking, start meeting people, and that's what I did. I plugged into events and things like BNI. I was out and about meeting people consistently. I was following up with them using the system that I brought with me, Send Out Cards, and over time I just started developing relationships, and I mean that's why we're all in here, right? It's develop relationships, gain business. I think that's what this group's all about. And while I was out and about, I noticed that one thing that I was definitely practicing was the giver's gain philosophy that comes with BNI. Most of my time early on, since I was just starting to meet people, was spent actually investing my time into people. When I would sit down with someone with Send Out Cards, I do a lot. I do some mentoring, I do some training with them. I help them sit down and actually learn the system, or at least get some ideas going of ways that they were going to increase their business by using the system. So a lot of my time was going out, and at the beginning, I can't say I was making a ton of money. I definitely wasn't swimming in it. But what I was doing was I was developing a lot of relationships, and that has continued over the course of the last few years that I've been here. So what I wanted to talk to you today is actually about different types of capital and why they're important. And like I said, this goes definitely along the lines with Send Out Cards, but it's also a little off the chart a little bit as well. And the type of capital that we normally think of, right, is material capital. I mean, it's money. And if you want material capital, then we have someone in here who loves to rent it out. So Jerry's the one to talk to if you want material capital, but a lot of times people don't realize the other pieces that influence someone's business that go along with that material capital. I'd say people probably think 90% about material capital, but they forget about some other very important ones, and those are ones that I'm going to touch on briefly today. Other than material capital, we've got intellectual capital. That's when basically you take your material capital, like I did. I traded a whole bunch of material capital in for 9 years of school. And they taught me something that basically how to become a chiropractor after all those years. And I loved it. I loved all the information that I took from that. And that's basically intellectual capital. Stay with me for the rest of my life. Another interesting piece of capital is actually social capital. Now this is what I was doing when I was out and about. Like when I was out developing relationships, following up, investing my time into other people, I was building social capital within the San Diego business arena in general. And what I found is that is the type of capital that will just pay off tenfold if you know how to utilize it. And if you literally put your time to actually care about other people, then you're going to find that social capital is going to build, it's going to accumulate, gradually over time. The last piece of capital is experiential capital. This is the type that you get when you're doing your business, you're out there talking to people, you're learning from your own mistakes, you're taking notes on things that you've done, and you're improving yourself. You've got personal development that fits into that as well. Thank you, Jerry. So you've got experiential capital, learning from mistakes, personal development. It's another reason a lot of us are here. Probably all learned a lot from the little educational moments that we get done. If you're paying attention to those and really take those to heart, there's actually a lot of personal development that happens in here, and obviously BNI is very focused on helping develop that So I'm driving down the road, looking at my exit signs, right? I'm about to take my right to get off to get into the right lane and then exit the freeway. I was probably doing 60 or 70, and then all of a sudden I had a seizure while I was driving. I was in if you picture 3 lanes, we got a lane over here, we got a lane in the middle, and we got a lane right here. I was in the middle lane, and literally I took a hard enough right when I had the seizure that I passed over a line of traffic, and I crashed head-on into the side rail that's running parallel to the interstate. So through that, I broke 8 bones, including my femur right here. I mean, and 2 bones in my wrist, and 5 ribs on this side, 1 over here. So that was 8 weeks ago. And basically, what happened after that, though, because of the amount that I had invested into people, and people kind of knew what happened and they cared, I just got this huge overflow of people wanting to help me out, like looking to help. And that's all because of the social capital, basically, and the relationships that I had formed during that process. And I am kind of I guess a do-it-yourselfer. I put a fair amount of work in, and evidently I have good surgeons because I mean I can actually stand on the broken leg now. If I really want to get my jump shot back going, I can actually even do that. But over the course of that amount of time, basically a chiropractor started a meal train, and Dr. Jason's probably very influential in this process. But a meal train was started, thank you, Jerry, and where literally for the next 2 weeks, we had meals coming to our house because, I mean, I have a baby, I have 2 dogs, I have a fairly small apartment, a wife that stays very busy, very professional at her job. Now, not only was she taking care of a baby, but she had to take the dogs out, which is normally my job, and I needed help because I couldn't even barely stand up. So it really, really helped to have that social capital accumulate. It made a huge difference in our life. And a couple other things that happened during that time that I didn't want to forget was I had my dog had an ear infection. We were dealing with that, and I had someone that took literally my dog to the vet for me. We had people that were offering to watch the baby, and just so many people reached out to me. It was amazing, and I thank all of you for that. Social networks are definitely a big piece of anyone's business, and just remember that there are a lot of different types of capital. We think about what are we going to do for our business today, or how are we going to make more money this week. Just remember that material capital is a small piece it's an important piece, but it is just a piece of the overall picture. And the fact that you're in this room today says a lot because you're developing that social capital. We all care about each other. And actually, because of this experience, I'm kind of taking a slightly new direction. I will be staying with send-out cards and obviously continue to be your send-out cards person, but I found that I really have a lot to share as far as personal development, as far as developing entrepreneurs, as far as branching out and really just looking to help other people, and this experience has brought this to me. So it's kind of all coming together now. You'll hear more in upcoming weeks, but I just wanted to say thank you all for caring, and I'm very glad to be back. And like I said, I think I'm doing real well. Thank you, Jerry. So that's what I'll leave you with. Don't develop just your material capital. Develop all forms of capital, and you'll notice that your business will take